Go ahead.
Yeah, date is again April 17th. This is a Friday afternoon, roughly about 3:30. We're going to go past this site. We were here 2 weeks ago on the, I believe it was the 5th of April. Now this is the, this is apparently the site for COVID-19 testing. And, yeah, we're just letting a vehicle pass by, but you can see the tents over there, and you know, that's the festival tents. What we got there? I don't know, 8, 9 of them.
Yeah.
And this is where people are supposed to go if you're a healthcare worker. We'll go up to the sign there. If you're a healthcare worker, see satellite assessment for healthcare employees and medical staff. So we're just going to go by it.
What happened, sir?
Pictures.
Why not?
No pictures.
But why not? Can you explain to me why not?
Because they're saying no pictures.
It's a public property.
That is not a private. That is private property. Inside.
I'm filming the street, sir.
Thank you.
So why not?
Why not? You're allowed to film the street.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not filming you.
That's fine.
Okay. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
You too.
Wow.
Did you get that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so yeah, you can refer back to our other video we did last 2 weeks ago. But the question here is, why the paranoia? It's no photography, no photography, no photography. Well, actually, I don't want to get to play lawyer here, but okay, if we're filming from the street, just like that house over there, anybody else's place here, we're filming from the street, not on your property. So the, you know, anyway, so obviously they're very, very paranoid. And
it started to piss me off, to be honest with you. It's really becoming a little bit annoying because
but we got a shot earlier, didn't we?
We did. I mean,
but
but
like
it just
there you are. There seemed to be a very
you can pull off here.
yeah. We'll just discuss this. Yeah, well, I don't know. Everybody's getting antsy, whatever it is. I guess too many people want to see for themselves. Like, they don't want to self-isolate or whatever you want to call it. They don't want to. They want to see for themselves what is the real action out there. What is the real action out there? Now we're sort of in a rush hour mode right now in Vancouver. Technically, like between say 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, you know, you'll have a lot of traffic. But we're not seeing a lot of it now, as opposed to what it used to be like. And yeah, so everybody's on edge. Well, why they're on edge? Because the citizens are on edge. Citizens are starting to believe they're not being told the truth. And
I think it's rather obvious at this point that we are not being told the truth. If 2 weeks ago we still had a little bit of a doubt, we weren't sure what's going on. Now I think it's pretty clear what's going on. They're lying to us. That's what's going on. They're taking full advantage of it, and
well, people's going to make up their own mind. I mean, 2 weeks ago we were about 2 or 3 weeks into the alleged pandemic, and you know, we thought, okay, well, blah blah blah. Let's do a bit of a tour, which we have done, which we will publish soon. You know, we visited 11 hospitals and 2 of these sites. The other one is in Burnaby. And, you know.
At this point, there is no pandemic. It's pandemic, it's scandemic, it's whatever it is. But at this point, there is no pandemic. I'm putting my, I'm saying that on the record. At the beginning, I wasn't sure. We just wanted to go around and see what's going on. But now, it's pretty clear what's going on. Empty hospitals, empty testing centers, no much activity, and healthy, productive citizens locked up in their houses, under house arrest. That's tyranny.
Yeah.
There is no way to sugarcoat it. Say what you want about it, but that's not normal.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're sick, if you suffer from something, if you have fever or something, okay, quarantine those people. But don't quarantine people who are perfectly healthy, and it's nice, beautiful weather outside. We haven't had a day of rain in April in Vancouver, and they're forcing people to stay indoors. It's insanity. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You want to add something else?
Yeah, just like I said, let's think of this logically, okay? when we first saw that a couple of weeks ago, we said, okay, we realized there's a children's hospital and a women's hospital around the corner. Actually, maybe while we're out, I'll just drive by them again. And and so this healthcare center is it down here?
I think it's the next one. The next one.
No, it's down here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's-
Sorry. I took another side street, but okay. This must be what they're referring to. We have the biggest hospital in DC about a half a mile from here, at about 12th and Oak, and then we have here we have the children's hospital and the women's, what we call the women's hospital. So you see the big there's the kind of blood services building back there. You know, I'm just going to show you these buildings here, and I can't go through here. Oh well, that's okay. I'll just show you the buildings anyway. You can see the big buildings. There's the children's hospital. You can see the signs there, right? Shows that. So just over that hill there, behind that hedge, that parking lot behind, is where they have this testing station for basically healthcare workers. So that's 2 weeks ago. So this doesn't make any sense. So 2 weeks, we're almost 4 or 5 weeks into this pandemic, and they're still testing for hospital staff. Well, I don't get it. If you come down with the COVID, that means you will be removed, I guess, from being a working healthcare employee, right? So the point is to test to see if you have it, and if you do, they pull you out of the ranks. Well, you know, the thing is, these people...
Nobody's there. It's just...
Well,
it's
that's the thing is,
scam.
I mean, by now you should have done the diagnosis, and you also, 2 weeks would have been the 14-day quarantine period they're throwing at you to be part of the solution. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm trying to throw these facts out there. You know, there's too much that's sticking right now to the wall. Like I say, they're claiming this and claiming that, and I'm thinking, well, 2 weeks ago there was, I think there was about 3 police in that parking lot, and a couple of people walking around. We only see that one person out front, literally threatening us with whatever for photographing it.
Yeah, he can go to hell.
Well, he's just sort of, well, shall we say, doing their job. But the thing is, okay, we're being led to believe there's this outbreak. We need to self-quarantine. And as of today, the message is about another month, like mid-May at the earliest, before, you know, this thing sort of ends. But wait a minute.
Well, basically, Trudeau came out on TV and he said, this thing is not going away until we find vaccines. We are not getting back to normal until a vaccine is found. So you can see what the agenda is.
Well,
I mean, at this point, it's not a conspiracy theory. That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. Exactly. It has nothing to do with conspiracy. But I'm just saying, there's a conspiracy doesn't even hold water. It's like a bucket full of holes. The water just escapes. And you know, this Hollywood prop. This is like a Hollywood prop for people to buy into the fear porn and to buy into the system. I mean, you know, like again, that thing has been there at least 2 weeks that we're aware of. We were there 2 weeks ago. There's not a sign of any activity. And I mean, is that good? Does that mean, oh, good? There's not a lot of people. Maybe they have been tested. I don't know personally if there is a protocol that the healthcare workers have to be tested. That I'm not aware of. But why is that tent still there?
They
It's
can
overkill.
test them in the hospital, whatever.
Well, this is what we're
it's just
hearing.
a show. It's just a freak show.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm. Fortunately, yeah, the part of this freak show or the circus is that they have established outside testing facilities for you to go attend. That one was for healthcare workers. The one in Burnaby was you needed a doctor's referral. So something is just not adding up here. I mean, I don't need to belabor the point, but something is just not adding up here.
There is no pandemic at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear that it's just some sort of a really
if it was one,
sick, perverted show.
Well, they're saying
and perverse show,
yeah.
and they're basically at this point just taking us for fools. And any self-respecting person should feel really insulted by what's going on.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we gave them the benefit. I think reasonable people say, okay, you're the so-called professionals. We will give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And I'm thinking, you know, they're saying, well, okay, so the pandemic, how does the pandemic end? Really? Okay, it basically follows a natural course. I mean, what they seem to be saying is, okay, we're flattening the curve and giving you all these graphs going all sorts of directions, comparing this country, that country, blah 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 blah. Well, I'm sorry. Is there an end to this? Has it run its natural course? Is what I'm trying to say. Has it run its natural course, where we can now say, okay, the worst is over, the outbreak has subsided.
It looks like it hasn't began yet.
Well, this is exactly. This is what they're saying. Oh, well, we're on what's that word they're saying? The tsunami's going to come. The tsunami's going to come. Well,
Tsunami, my ass.
I think this time of the year, I dug up a graph the other day, and I looked at. I'm comparing this to the flu. I think this is nothing but a type of flu, and the peak for flu season is in February. March it dropped significantly. In April it basically goes down to literally zero. So we're midway into April. Look at you can see the beautiful the spring is sprung, and I think what happens is the warm weather and the people are out more. They're building up the herd immunity. The virus is getting killed off by the warm temperatures, and yet we're supposed to believe this is continue for another 2 weeks. I mean, I think people are starting to wake up and saying, okay, my grade 7 science class has taught me enough of what to expect or think about this. Look into germ theory, virus theory. You should go online and check it out. This is getting to be insulting our intelligence to the point of I don't take this the wrong way. I think people are in a mode of revolution. Okay, I think they've had enough.
No, not everybody though.
Well, I think the revolution doesn't take much. If you get enough people to start the momentum, and I'm thinking people are just starting to realize, well, wait a minute. I mean, people have said, do you personally know anybody that has this virus?
Some people do, allegedly, but the point here is that this is probably the first pandemic in the history of humanity that hospitals are empty.
Yeah.
There is no lineups, there are no people dying. But at the same time, we've been told every single day, several times a day on TV, that there is a pandemic, there is a big thing happening, and it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
And the reality on the ground doesn't match the narrative on MSN. That's the main point here.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we obviously we're out and about. We're not worrying about the virus because we think we have figured it out what it is or what it isn't, a bit of both, and we're saying okay. If people are
whatever
staying,
it is, look, whatever it is not good for the law-abiding citizens.
It's not good for your long-term health.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: if people are actually dying of this thing, it's sad, but the numbers are really so on the right-hand side of the decimal point, so minuscule. Is this what we're expecting to do? Is for every few hundred people? No, not. We don't even have 100 people yet in British Columbia. Has 4 million people. Are we supposed to put our lives on hold? This is not being disrespectful to those who have died, but I'm just saying we're not seeing the epidemic, and is this worth to have our lifestyle, our culture, our economy collapse because it's at that point now.
And our freedoms too. I mean,
our freedoms, yeah.
To me, the main point is freedom. They have healthy people under house arrest.
Yeah,
basically, there is no excuse for that.
Some cities, like I've just looked at LA. I mean, apparently it is pretty much lockdown. I mean, the beaches are empty, the streets are empty. Duly note that in New York seem to be with the biggest populations have the biggest draconian measures being imposed on them. Is that sort of a test case to see? Oh, let's see how we can maneuver big populations, and then we'll trickle down to the smaller. But personally, my feeling is that the health minister and our health officer are in over their heads. There's a little playbook they have to read from every day because I don't see this. I don't see this at all. There's no evidence I see it at all. And like I said, what's the price? Like Benjamin Franklin said, those that give up. I remember it was freedom for security end up getting neither.
Yeah, they lose both.
You lose both. Basically, you're telling the government, we believe you. We're prepared to follow your rule, but then again, it's always going to be the government's rule because they're the ones that have they're the ones who have shall we say, brought this upon us for whatever reason, whether they didn't clamp down from the Chinese Wuhan outbreak or whatever.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. So I think that's enough. I mean, there is nothing else we can say about it.
Yeah.
It's a scam, it's a scandemic, it's a pandemic, whatever it is, whatever sick game they're playing, we shouldn't be going along with that. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty much it. I mean, like I say, this is getting to the, a couple of weeks ago we gave them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Now I think it's just getting to be, okay, this is to the insult one's average intelligence mode, so...